Good morning. Today's Friday, and you'll be completing a virtual lab on the Savas site that will show you how to graph distance versus time, which is one of the easier ways to be able to tell how fast an object is traveling. So you'll see on Activity 2, Activity 1, this is where this tutorial that you're currently watching will be posted. Activity 2, it asks you to turn in the document with the questions on it when you're finished. And this is what it will look like when you go to the Google Classroom, and I've linked that for you right here. When you get to the Google Classroom and you open your assignment, you'll see slightly different than this because I have the teacher view. But in your work, you should have a Google Doc and a Google Sheet made for you, as well as this link to the Savas Realize site. When you go to the Savas Realize site, it'll tell you that it's going to open up in a new window, and you'll end up on a screen that looks like this. Hopefully all of this looks familiar to you. Remember, you have to read the directions and then do what it says, or it won't let you progress. So you'll notice it says when you are done, click next. There is no next button until you do what it says. So we have the satellite that's traveling a distance, and they're using this meter stick to measure how far it goes. They're also measuring in seconds how long that takes. So this is experiment 1, and it creates a data table for you. So what you need to do is take this information and copy it into the Google Sheet that has been created for you. So it started out at 0 seconds, 0 meters, and then it has a pattern, 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8, 10, 10. So this one's easy to remember. The others you'll want to look at more closely and see if they also have a pattern or not. They might not. So once you've entered the data, you'll want to go back to the simulation and click the next one. And there's 3 of these. There's 3 total times that you're going to collect data and fill in these boxes. On the Google Classroom, you'll see that there is also a document. This document has the instructions for how to fill in the graph information and how to make one. And then in part 2, it wants you to insert the graphs that you make. And then you have some questions that you need to answer. So to create a line graph using the data that you have entered from the Savas site, remember, you want just the numbers in the boxes. I'm going to highlight the data. Go to Insert, Chart. And it recommends a scatter chart. You'll see all 3 of these green boxes are checked. Make sure that yours are also checked. And then instead of a scatter chart, we want a line chart. So it takes away the dots and turns it into a line. Now, this thing is in the way of everything. So I'm going to shrink it down and try to move it over out of the way so I can see my other graphs. Put them up here. So this graph goes with this data table. You can copy the chart and insert it here and paste linked in case you change something. Or you have seen that you can also insert your chart from sheets. We've discovered that last time. Either way, just make sure that you get the right graph in the right place. Okay. So this is the graph for experiment 1. I would need to go through and create my graphs for experiment 2 and experiment 3. Insert them on this document that's been created for me, and then answer the questions at the bottom. I'd like you to try this before you come to the help session from 2 to 2:30, but if you're struggling with a part of this, I'll see you guys later in the Google Meet. Anyone can join from 2 to 2:30 today.